According to Paulson Mayer 1991, a purposeful collection of student work that exhibits the student's efforts, progress, and achievements in one or more areas. The collection must include the student's participation in selecting contents, the criteria for selection, the criteria for judging merit, and the evidence of student self-reflection. In this way, a portfolio is a living, growing collection of a student's work. Each edition is carefully selected by the student for a specific reason, which he or she will explain. The overall purpose of the portfolio is to enable the students to demonstrate the other learning and progress. The greatest value of portfolios is that in building them, students become active participants in the learning process and its assessment. I will show you the final portfolio format. This is what it's like. I explain it as we go along to my discussion. We have these key characteristics of portfolio assessment. First, a portfolio is a form of assessment that students do together with their teachers. Second, a portfolio is not just collection or students' work, but it is a selection of the students must be involved in choosing and justifying the pieces to be included. Also, a portfolio provides samples of the students' work which shows the growth over time. By reflecting on their own learning or self-assessment, students begin to identify the strengths and weaknesses in their work. These weaknesses then become improvement goals. Then, the criteria for selecting and assessing the portfolio contents must be clear to the teacher and the students at the outset of the process. The interest in an EFL portfolio can demonstrate learning and growth in all language domain skills, or can focus on a specific skill such as appreciation of literature or writing. Now, I will share with you what's inside the final portfolio. These are the essential elements of the portfolio. First, the cover letter or cover sheet. This creatively includes the nature of the students or group's work and could be in the form of letter. It also reflects the progress of the learners as it summarizes the evidence of the students' learning progress. It is all about the author and what our portfolio shows about our progress as a learner. It is written at the end but put at the beginning. The cover letter summarizes the evidence of the students' learning and progress. The second one, table of contents. This includes the title of each work, sample, and its page number. Don't bother yourself because it is simply numbered pages. The third one, work samples. These are entries which are to be included in the portfolio, which can be categorized as core or a sample which are needed to include, and optional, or a student's preference on what to include. Entries both core or items students have to include, and optional items of the student's choice. The core elements will be required for each student and will provide a common base from which to make decisions on assessment. The optional items will allow the folder to present the uniqueness of each student. Students can choose to include best pieces of work, but also a piece of work which give trouble, or one that was less successful and give reasons why. The fourth one, dates of all sample works to facilitate evidence of growth over time. This is a simple dates of all interests to facilitate proof of growth over time. That's the dates of all sample works. The fifth one, drafts of the written products or even the seminal attempts in writing the write-ups for the portfolio and the revised version based on the corrected versions. It means that drafts or oral and written products are revised versions. First drafts are corrected revised versions. The sixth one, self-assessment. This is written by the students or the group members, which could be in terms of self-reflection and analysis, or a form of insights. Teachers may include questions which can facilitate the assessment of the students. It appears at the different stages in the learning process, or formative and or summative purposes, and can be written in the mother tongue at the lower level by students who find it difficult to express themselves in English. For example, for each item, a brief rationale for choosing the item should be included. This can relate to students' performance or regarding their progress and or themselves as a learners. Students can choose to reflect upon some or all the following. What did I learn from it? What did I do well? Why did I choose this item? What do I want to improve in the item? How do I feel about my performance? What were the problem areas? The seventh one, future goals. This is based on the students' or group's current achievements, interests, and progress. Its very first and most important part of organizing portfolio assessment is to decide on what teaching goals. These goals will guide the selection and assessment of the students or the assessment of students' work for the portfolio. To do this, ask yourself, what do I want the students to learn? And choose several goals to focus on. For example, general goals such as improvement in fluency of speech or independent reading, and specific goals such as scanning a text or telling a story. The eighth one, or the last one, others' comments and assessment. This may come from a teacher, cooperative learning groups, and other interested parties such as parents. It is just like notifying other interested parties. Make sure that the school principal is aware of your new assessment procedures. It is also a good idea to inform parents about the portfolio assessment and allow them to comment on their work or to comment to the work of their children. That's all. Thank you.